one other aspect of the mind of the Master Jesus that the 12 blessings gives us insight to um, is his metaphysical mastery, if I can call it that. In so many of the blessings where he talks about, well, just for example, in the fifth blessing when he's talking about the thanksgiver, and the real result of our thought and action on earth, and how that's manipulated by the Diva kingdom to bring about certain results, I think is I've not seen that expressed so simply anywhere else. Um, and it goes beyond that really to even to talk about the metaphysics of the solar system in which we live, the real nature of the earth and the sun and the sacrifice that they're making. And I wonder if you could talk more about the metaphysical mastery of the Master Jesus, or Jesus as a master metaphysician.
Well, it's interesting what you've said. It just brings to mind that when the Master Jesus is talking about these great metaphysical things, it's always with a tremendous sense of feeling and love. Um, the the concept of sacrifice that runs through the blessings. When you listen to the blessings, especially, but even when you read them, you can not only begin to just have a tiny glimpse of understanding that sacrifice, but you can begin to actually feel it from the way the Master Jesus expresses it, because he really knows sacrifice. So when he's talking about the earth, it's not a sort of cold scientific dissertation.
Agree. Yeah, completely agree.
It's almost like a declaration of love and reverence, and an appeal to us to feel the same. And of course, a concern for us that we don't feel the same, because he knows far better than we do the consequences of ignoring our debt to the earth and of neglecting our spiritual duty of reverence to her.
Change or leave.
Exactly. Well, change or leave, yes. Let's read the passage to put it in context for anyone who's not familiar with this blessing. As yet, man, she has borne you. I request most strongly now that you do not take such for granted. She has not as yet demanded that you change or leave. Very simple words. Very simple words. And yet, some of the most important words ever spoken on earth. Because it is literally about our continuance on this planet, and not just in this life, but for lives to come. And this is a mistake, I think, that people make, and I think to some degree probably all of us, or certainly most of us, certainly I make to some degree, is to think of, you've got your material life, for want of a better term, and you've got your spiritual life. And you sort of pigeonhole one and the other. But what we forget really is that life is inherently spiritual all the time, in every respect. We have to do material things. We have to live in a material world, but it should always be with a spiritual motive, for a spiritual cause, however simple the act may be. And yet, on Earth, we tend to, the general terrestrial mindset, even in spiritual people, I think, unfortunately, is that, yes, spirituality is wonderful, it's lovely, but that's sort of like 10% of my priority, 10% of my time, my money, my effort.
And impractical anyway.
Yes, it's like it's an ideal. It's not really how I lead my life, etc. This is totally the wrong approach. Life is 100%, if not more, based on spiritual principles. And we should lead our lives 100%, if not more, according to those principles. It is as simple as that. Does it mean that we shouldn't earn money and fill in tax returns? No, of course it doesn't mean that. We have to earn money, and some of us have to fill in tax returns. This is life on this plane of earth. But when we're filling in that tax return, we should be doing it in the spirit of, I have to do this because I need to do this to live on this plane and be of service.
Right, right.
Not through the desire for gain or the fear of loss, but for the love of service. That's why we should do everything, absolutely everything. And not one of us does. Because I think if a person really lived that 100%, then I think that person would, well, I don't think it'd be long before that person no longer needed to live on this plane at all. And there you have an example in the Cosmic Masters, in the Master Jesus, in the Lord Buddha, in Dr. King, is that they were not 100%ers. They were 150%ers. They didn't just do what they were meant to do. They didn't just do enough. They did everything.